Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode here on the single player world, of course. Today we are going to be starting pretty much in the main area of the Hobbit village, the Hobbiton, in our world, of course. And I want to quickly just come over here because it seemed that people really enjoyed this little project, which I was really happy with. It didn't turn out quite as well as I was hoping, but you know what? It still was a pretty neat little thing, you know? It's a neat little test out to try and add in a bit of sound to the world. Because we're always just doing a little bit of a visual thing, and I thought that was a little edge to put onto that, and we definitely will be trying around with a few different, messing around with a few different note blocks in the future, because I thought it was a pretty cool thing. Oh, I've still got to do the back of this tree, oops. How about we just look at it from the front here? Let's just go here. Alright, so I've done a bit of work in between the last, two episodes when we started this, and now you can see we've got all this area covered in. And I've just managed to keep it away from the mycelium, from it absolutely destroying it, because the mycelium, man, I didn't realize how annoying that stuff is. I knew it was annoying, but it's not until you actually deal with it, and you have one block of mycelium that you missed, and yeah, it wreaks havoc. It is actually, it's absolutely terrible. It's horrible, but at least we've got that done, and I think this is starting to turn out sort of what I wanted it to look like, actually, and I've been using as many photos as I can to try and recreate it to some extent with a few of the hills, but you just can't get it right. There's no way you're going to get it right 100%, but it's definitely looking close enough to what I want. So what the plan is right now for me, and you can see I've extended this out a bit, is I want to make a little bit of a path so you can actually walk up here, and I think we're going to start getting, when we do blocks here, okay, that one's fine. We're going to potentially start getting these hidden ones like here. This surely doesn't, no. Like that. That's what I'm talking about. These things are gonna start to happen, so I've got to make sure I don't have this issue here. And why is that one green? This must have been one of the more recent ones I've placed, apparently. So that's gonna be the first thing, because we're just gonna make this area here. Because it's not just gonna be this side; it's gonna be all the way around here. Eventually, we will finish all of this up. But right now, that's the side we're going for. And I've also got an idea for today, because I want to make this door. And I mentioned that I want to make this door over here. And I've got a pretty cool looking redstone idea that I want to try out. So we're going to have to give that a try sometime today. I've been thinking of ideas. I don't know, my ideas haven't been working so far. So we might have to consult some videos to try and get this to work. But currently, I think it's possible. I think it's very possible for us to have a green door here. And the way I'm thinking of it, and we will explore this a bit later, is this over here is concrete powder, green concrete powder. And that can fall just like sand. You guys know that. It's just pretty much just like sand. And I need a way of getting these blocks down and up. So the down part, I could really just have some pistons and drop them down, and they'll just fall all the way 3 blocks down. And then I've got to find a way of pushing them back up 3 more blocks. And I think that is going to be the more difficult thing to do. I'm not too sure how we're going to get that achieved, but we're gonna definitely try it out, and hopefully we'll have some success in it. But of course, that's another task. So currently my task is, I want to start getting this area a little bit more, like, that doesn't craft things, that crafts things. This area a little bit more lively. And of course it looks kind of flat and boring from the bottom there. And of course I want to fix that. And look at that. You can see where I've come up to with where the mycelium starts there. So yeah, I want to just add in a bit of grass here. And of course my trick to grass is always to place it and then break it, because you really don't need nearly as much as what comes out here. So we'll go around this whole place, and I've had that mob farm running for quite some time, so we're not going to have any problem with enough bone meal for this place. I think I took 1 stack of bones. I think that's going to be well more than enough. Well more than enough. So, by the way, for anyone who may have missed the episode when we started building our Hobbiton in this world, this part here, just to catch up anybody, is going to be where we're going to be putting our names of the patrons in here. So that's what this whole point is for, and it's kind of just an interesting little build. A little bit of a build that's not necessarily all my imagination. It's a bit of my imagination going into how I use my imagination with this area here. I don't know why I'm using it on my offhand, but that's fine. That's cool. So the idea is that it's going to be continuously expandable inside, and we're going to have to obviously fix the inside area so we can start adding them in. So that is something I'm going to get going with. Hopefully, we'll be done with this soon enough. So today we'll hopefully finish it up. And then in the next episode, if everything goes right, we'll be doing our first induction into the Hobbit hole, which is quite, it's going to be quite exciting, because I think it's going to work very well with the ideas, at least, that I'm coming up for the inside of it, because the inside's definitely not gonna be the same. We're gonna be doing our own thing on the inside because it has to be continuously expandable. But I want to maybe make it a bit more interesting than just a blank hallway going the whole way around or in the donut. Let's have a look at this. Let's have a quick look. And bam. Awesome, awesome. Okay, well, actually, another thing. Daisies and poppies, I always thought were a bit boring. And you guys probably agree with me with that. I noticed in the most recent update from Jasper, because obviously at this current time, maybe people in the future are going to be laughing that we are currently speaking about this, people watching this video in many more months, but the update for textures is on its way now. And I had a look at one of the most recent ones for the texture for this area here, for the, not this area, sorry, the poppy. And that was on there. There's a little sneaky one, which I feel like I saw. And if you have a look, basically the texture that he was showing off was meant to be the texture for cracked stone brick, and chiseled stone, and I think that's pretty much all I could see in there. But I noticed that there was a poppy in the background, and you can't help but think that was purposely put there, because it had a look like it actually had a little bit of an interesting brown look, I'm guessing, in the inside, like an actual flower. But it's kind of, it was very difficult to make out what was what in that place. So I'm definitely very, very interested in what's going on there. And another question, by the way, in the last episode, people asked me why the sky looked different. And to be completely fair, I don't know why the sky looks different in a mycelium, in a like mushroom island biome below a certain level. Look at this. It goes from here. Oh, now I'm in the water. From here, it goes blue when we get up to a certain height, and then it goes back down to orange, which is very strange when I touch that. There we go. It must be when I'm standing on my mycelium blocks. Okay, very weird, very, very weird. So let's have a look at what we've just done there. We've covered the whole area in. Yeah, that looks a lot more lively. I'm gonna get rid of a lot of it, but I like the fact that it's very overgrown. The colors aren't even that bad either. You know, I don't actually mind the flower colors, because we're still gonna add a lot of flower colors in here as well. So that's definitely going to be added in. Now what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead, because I've got, as I say, the reference image next to me. I'm going to be putting in a bunch of bushes going down here and separating a few spots, which are key spots for me to do to make this area look a little bit more. So a little bit more closer to it. So what I'm going to do is I'll put those around and I'll be right back. All right, so we're back, and I've prettied up that area outside a little bit more than what it was before, but we'll check that out a bit later. Right now, I want to show you what I'm up to, which is actually in a little bit of redstone. I'm not going to go too much into this redstone. This is not my design. I have tested this out in a creative world, and we do have a few issues with it, so bear that in mind. We will have to fix up a little bit of this. But the idea is that this door at the front here, let me go out here and here. Remember how we had... Oh, don't tell me I've done this one block over too much. I have. Good thing I caught it then. All right, I'm going to have to pull those over to this block over here. Is that right? Yeah, this block over here. And then it's going to come up. So basically, what we're trying to do is do a triple piston extension. So we need these things to go all the way down 3 blocks and back up 3 more blocks, which is a very, as far as I'm aware, very difficult thing to do. But there is a video, as I say in the description, which I am following, and it seems to work very well for taking these up. But pushing them down, that's another story. And pretty much the story goes... Oh, don't tell me I lost one of these. Where is it? Where is it? Oh, there it is. Good, good, good. We can get that. Wonderful. So pretty much the reason why it doesn't work is because... yeah, I was just about to say, did I just make it? And then, of course I didn't. Of course I didn't. Ooh. Look at all the... There's all the large grass sticking through there, by the way. Going through, like, the corners of blocks, glitching through. Okay, there we go. Now we've got it. All right. So pretty much the reason why I'm doing this, even though it's not going to work, is because I think we've got the ability to slow it down. Because the issue is that as the floating, well, imagine a block of sand or concrete powder falling down. While it's busy falling down from one block to the next, it actually is not considered a block by the game. So the game's not thinking that it's a block. And the issue with that is that because it doesn't think it's a block, it's also got the ability to be, because it's been treated as an entity, it's got the ability to be destroyed. And that's what happens. The game doesn't know what to do, so it transfers it into an item, And instead of us having a few blocks falling down, we have a few items falling down. And yeah, that's not really something we want. Right, that's the level I have to be on. So I've gone one level too low. Yeah, perfect. So what I'll do is, while I'm busy building this, I'll bring you guys in just for a little bit of a thing. It's not really too exciting, I guess, but it's going to be exciting once it's in here. You know, that's the thing with redstone. It's not always, the building is not always as fun as what the end product is. So there we go. We'll do that. Oh, I've got to go more blocks down. I've got to go 2 more blocks down. So that, I've dropped that down there. That and that has to be flush with the ground when it's in this state. So obviously you can see this is why redstone's not necessarily as fun recording, but I must admit I kind of enjoy this. So I'll be right back once I've got this a little bit further. Here goes, guys. So I've gone ahead, I've built it up, and the cool thing about this design that we've got here, I don't actually have any flooring, but it should mean that we can actually have a floor in here if this works. Of course, I've got a bit of tweaking I'm probably gonna have to do to get that, as I say, this issue. If this issue does occur, I'm still yet to test this out. I've kind of just built it, and I'm hoping that this all works. So I'll quickly get to it. Okay, first of all, we've got the switch. This is temporary. We're gonna have a proper switch up at the top, but currently we've got this. And what this does is it sends off a signal in all different directions and makes magical stuff. Let's just do it. Bam! Look at that. So one piston extends, next piston extends, next piston extends. Now, the issue, if anyone has tried to make one of these, you'll know, is not the extension. That's somewhat easy. It's getting it to extend in one order and retract in another. So we need that one to retract first, then that one, because, of course, this one needs to pull the next one down, and then carry on doing a crazy thing. So I'll show you what's going on. So watch this. There. And there you can see the issue that I'm talking about. So we've actually lost 2 rows, which is even worse than in creative. In creative, I only lost 1 row of these. Now I've lost both these rows. Okay. Suppose it makes sense that it could happen. But that is the problem. So it works one way, just not the other way. Let's check if I can get all of these back. I need another 1 more after this. Please tell me it's around here somewhere. Alright. No, that's alright. Oh, there it is. Perfect. Wonderful. Alright, so we've got these all together. I'm just going to quickly make this a bit safe, because I know a lot of people are hoping that I fall into that, but I'm not gonna fall into that. So let's get going. Let's go back up here again. Test it. Okay, let's test it out again. Around there. That should be good. Oh, actually, I only just made it. All right, let me eat some food. Go back out here. And the worst situation now about it is that we just have to do that, and then that'll be all right. We could always just test something else out. So let's go back down here, and we'll test the extension. There we go. And as I mentioned in the last episode, and I sort of mentioned, the button on the door is something I'd love to incorporate in. And I know the button will fall off when the door moves. I understand that, but I think it could be something kind of cool just to have on when we're done with it. So a little button on the door. Even that's all right. That's all right. I'm happy to leave this like this. And when we come in here, we'll just fix it up as we do it. So now that we've got this done, we've got the next stage. And by the way, this is what this area is looking like right now. We're still going to do a lot more stuff to it, but it was just kind of the main stuff going on there. Looking pretty good. By the way, in the image I was looking at, I didn't realize, but this tree here, I was mistaking for, well, I mistook it for another tree that was on there. There's another tree that's actually kind of over here if you were looking at the area that I was trying to reference. And it'll probably be about that big if we built it. So maybe we'll build that. Maybe we'll try an absolutely huge tree. Because this tree is actually pretty big for me, and I think it turned out alright. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the next tree will turn out like. And now for the moment of truth. Let's get this started. Go down here. I've put a little bit of a secret thing in here. And I'm trying to see, how does this work? Let's just quickly... Let's go to a spot over here where I can just press it without actually missing what we were about to do. Okay, so I've put in a button here. Let's press the button. So it opens. But, of course, everything goes everywhere. Do I have a... I thought I was going to say... I thought I had a ghost block there. That would have been pretty cool. Alright, so there's one there. There's maybe if I can just block this area up around it. It'll collect all of them in there. Then I just have to collect them and put them back until we work out something properly. I saw one in there right next to it. Hopefully we get everything back. It's about time I lost one. I guess I've lost one. That's alright. Alright, so that was the test. That is the redstone done, I guess, for this until we can come up with a better idea. So if anyone has an idea on how to slow this down. Is the way I'd recommend if you do, just give it a go after following the tutorial, because I can't figure out anyway. I've tried a few different things and I just can't get it right. So if you have an idea, please let me know, because I would love to give it a go. But currently it's just a little bit too fast, and that's what's causing these things over here to break, which is absolutely horrible. Let me try pushing it back up the other way now. This could be kind of cool. This won't have any issues. I say that now. This won't have any issues, and what is the first thing it does? Has an issue. Well, there it is there, by the way. Why does that happen? Maybe that's just, maybe it's because I've changed it over to this. It shouldn't be an issue. Let me just try this out again. I'll just get rid of a few of these. That shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so if I get that, get those there. Maybe this is just a random occurrence. So I'll go back down here, press this button once. Press the button again. We should see this all the way up here, right? No, okay, I've messed something else up. Let me try and figure this out. Regarding this piece here, I think I fixed it. I think I realized what I did wrong, and it was just a timing issue. So let me go around here. Press that there. Bam. Works, and I'm not going to put it down, actually. I'll leave it up for now. So what I want to do is I want to get going on a little bit more decorating in this area, because there's a lot more to go. If you remember what the Hobbiton looks like, there's a lot of stuff that I want to add in here. For instance, one thing I want to give a go, and we might not actually put it here because it might just be a little bit too much of an eyesore. I want to try out putting in a wheelbarrow carrying a pumpkin. And it sounds very specific, and it is very specific. But I want to just try this out. I don't know if it's going to work. So pumpkin can go there. And I was planning on using these. Maybe on the back here. Kind of gives you the idea of it being a wheelchair. Well, not a wheelchair, sorry. Yeah, wheelbarrow. Let's put that in here, maybe. I don't know. I think it's a little bit more. Yeah, that's all right. I think that's actually good. Let's take a step back. Let's go check it out from a distance. I feel like that's not a bad idea. Where is it? Right there. Yeah, I actually like that. That's actually a lot better than I was expecting. Wonderful. Okay, first thing is successful. Now the next thing is adding in a bit more of this. So around this, the house over here, the Hobbit hole, there are a few extra flowers, and I'm thinking we might just do. Nah, it's a bit too much. A bit too much red. Maybe even do a little bit of the lilac. That's good. And then of course we've got these pots around here. I can't place pots on top of those, can I? There. And just do a few flowers like this, maybe one there. Maybe we can do something a little bit more colorful. A red tulip and an orange tulip as well. Perfect. All right. Take a step back. That's going to work. That'll look very, very good. There's another thing I want to do, and that is also to do with pumpkins, and eventually these will grow around the place, but I want to just actually grow pumpkins. And I was wondering, I wonder what's going to happen now with the texture changes, because we were speaking about them a bit earlier. In regards to pumpkins, are they actually going to get their face removed, finally? Will that be a thing, and just have them on jack-o'-lanterns? I hope that's the case, I really, really do. I'm going to have to remember to come back for this little gap over here. My personal peeve, so we'll keep that in mind. Hopefully I'll come back, and hopefully a few months from now I don't realize just how long it's been going on for. In fact, here's something funny, right? So in my stream the other day, it was pointed out to me that I had misspelt Minecraft on my YouTube channel's about page. And that had been there because, I mean, obviously, me being a person who doesn't really read your own about page, you do it once, you kind of read over it. I must have done it late at night if I've missed that out. But I missed out on Minecraft. I think I missed out the C, maybe? What was it? Oh, sorry, I missed out the E. It was Minecraft. That was right. I ended up missing that out. That was really, really embarrassing. But at least we've caught it now, so it's not there. But that's good that we've figured it out. Okay, let's have a look here. It's looking good. It's coming along. I think the thing that I need to do is definitely get rid of a lot more of this grass. Like, let me walk back here. Let me fly back here and give you the perspective of what it looks like. So, coming in here, you see how all this jaggedness of the grass, it just makes it look very rough. But this terrain's actually meant to be very smooth terrain. So if we can get rid of a lot of that grass, it's just going to make it look a lot more smooth and rolling hill looking. You know, that's what we're going for. We're going for those hills around here just kind of pulling over, which we had at the beginning of this episode, but we don't have right now. And there's one other thing I want to try out, by the way. Now, which we did try out once, and I want to just have a look at it again. So the better grass by Optifine. I want to see how this turns out. So we'll go around here and have a look from here. Man, that looks good with the better grass. There's a few areas that I think we might leave a sign around so when people come looking at our world, they'll be like, well, you know what, that is pretty cool. I'm going to go ahead and put this on, change over to this setting, and play around with it. Another one that I think could be kind of cool is changing your brightness to moody. So if I do that to moody, there's a few areas which it could look kind of cool in when I'm going to go for some of a creepier feel. But, of course, majority of the time we're playing in brightness bright. So, that was actually pretty good, by the way. And another successful thing. This episode took me so much longer than I was planning on taking, but it was well worth it, guys. So, for today, I think we'll end it there. So, thank you very, very much for watching, guys. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.